So let's get to the last bit of information on this discussion. Should security be called for? Short-term security, sessions of contracts, understanding the ultimate client, and we'll have a little bit of a discussion around that. And then, of course, credit insurance for future exposure. The age-old thing, people come and they say, I want to take out credit insurance. And then you tell them the bad news. It doesn't cover transactions already entered into with a client. So if someone is just sitting there and listening and say, oh, I better rush up and get some credit insurance, it doesn't cover historical deliveries or services rendered. It only covers futuristic deals. But if that is something that they want to consider to ensure that they can cover themselves in that, does credit insurance cover political risk, Peter? That's an important question.
It does on export transactions, yeah. So not every credit insurance policy looks exactly the same, but generally on export political risk perils will be insured, like importation, foreign exchange risk, those type of things.
So what you're telling me is actually that if I have credit insurance on my local debtor and it's due to political unrest, I might not be insured.
The main perils of credit insurance are non-payment caused by liquidation, business rescue, or insolvency. So if every policy again is the same, and everyone, I can only advise, look specifically at the exclusions of your trade credit insurance policy. Political events could be excluded indeed, but you can't say like, okay, then everything what happened last week is excluded. You can't say that because in the end of the day, we need to see the policy response to clear non-payment due to those main three causes of loss. If companies, let's say, that have been affected by the riots, they enter into liquidation, let's say in the weeks to come, then insurers will look at it on a case-by-case basis. Our initial responses that we receive from the insurers, obviously we talk to them on a daily basis. I think broadly said, the message from them is we want to support our policyholders in granting cover also on those businesses that have been affected. And I think, an insurer never really wants to unnecessarily reject claims.
Yes.
Paying out claims is their best advertisement almost. Obviously, there are exclusions of in the policy, so also don't be naive about it. On domestic, you've got your exclusions. Not every some policies say like, hey, if Sestria doesn't cover it, then it's also not covered by us, kind of thing. So they follow that lead. But I expect that most claims, if we see now liquidations coming through, that most of them will be honored. But again, it's in case by case cases.
I think what you're actually saying is that when people have credit insurance is to engage with professionals like yourself who understands all the rules and regulations within credit insurance and get professional advice. If they haven't engaged in credit insurance and they intend to engage with someone like yourself, if they have credit insurance and they don't have a broker, engage with someone like yourself to make sure that they understand all these terms and conditions that they are, because we all have insurance and we all don't ever read all the clauses in those insurance policies because it's usually like 50-page documents and you think, it's all the same thing, they'll cover me. And then one day when you put a claim in, they'll say, did you not read clause 742 on page 69? And then they show you this little fine print there that says, we exclude this or we don't do this. Understand what you're engaging with. And if you do not recommendation is speak to people like Peter and his team that can give you professional advice around these kind of things, not just normal with Sastria and that kind of thing, but understanding specifics like political risk. Where does it lie? How is it seen? How is it deemed to be a risk? When is it deemed to be a risk? If it has an after effect like a liquidation of a business, what is the effect then? How is it seen then? And professional people like them will know what these clauses mean and how you are prevented or insured against these kind of risks. That's a very important bit of information that you shared there with us, Peter, and thank you for that. I think a lot of people are making notes of these things and going to ask themselves, where do I fit into this picture? If I am credit insured or if I'm not credit insured, and where does my risk lie or where is my risk not?